Sexuality education among the young people has always been faced with different perceptions, where some people are positive while majority shy off to talk about it. Some parents consider sexuality education as being a misleading move to adolescents on claims that teaching teenagers about sexual reproductive health and rights rouses demands among young people to have sex and hence getting spoiled. In order to understand what the stakeholders of Koboko think about sexuality and sexual reproductive health and rights education for the young people, Partners in Community Transformation (PCOT), a local non-governmental organization working in the West Nile region, undertook a survey on stakeholders' perception about sexual reproductive health and rights education for young people. Among the people contacted were mothers with past experiences who are positive on the need to have sexuality education for young people, especially those in adolescent stage.
Because these years, the way girls grew is very fast. So as we parents, we need not to fear to tell them about those things.
Without the knowledge, so they will say that they want to go and try with either a lady. You may find that cases of pregnancy occur there. So it is important for us to go and talk open to our children.
In a visit to Ombachi and Koboko public secondary schools, students like Trezole Baiti and Lila Stella believe that lack of sexuality education misleads many students into teenage pregnancy and early marriages that eventually leads them to drop out of school.
It's better if it is started by the parents at home, and for us also the girls, they are responsible in knowing that this is what you're supposed to get, and we should not be scared or ashamed of getting that knowledge, because there are times that if someone begins to tell you about this sexual education, some people begin to shy down.
At home, parents will take their responsibilities, and the leaders within LC, the village team, they should look all about this, and organizations, they should bring motivational programs.
The two disagree with sensitization, where young people are encouraged to use condoms in time of sexual feelings, but instead applaud abstinence as the best way for self-control.
Abstinence is the best, and what I don't want to be told to the young ones is the use of condoms. And some people because they say that if you go and have it but protect yourself.
Telling young people using condom, that's like you're promoting sex. Telling this young person that to abstain from sex, that's the message.
Senior woman teacher Koboko Public Secondary School, Mrs. Francisca Chandiru, noted that sexuality education for young people is important because it prepares them to understand their body changes, how they can control themselves from sexual-related dangers. She is calling upon stakeholders to play their part in sexuality education among the young people.
It helps them to know the right things they are supposed to do and leave the wrong ones which are not good for them. It also helps them to understand their bodies and how they are supposed to respond to their bodies, so that they should not end up doing the wrong things, but they keep their bodies up to the right time when they have completed their education. We should not shy down to tell them their life experience they are going to go through, so that when these changes come in their lives, it is not by surprise.
The Assistant District Health Officer in charge of maternal health in Koboko District, Florence Adiru, said it is healthy to have sexuality education to adolescents, as government leaders and civil society organizations play their part.
These days you see from 9 months, 9 years, some children are already menstruating, and this child can get pregnant. So it is the responsibility of the family, the community, to give this education to the children so that they are aware of what is happening to them. They'll know that, okay, the other time I was told that once I've started seeing my period, I can easily conceive. So I should not have sex with somebody.
This gap from the parents adds on another layer of challenges of access to sexuality education in the public arena. To that effect, The Koboko District Probation Officer Zumrat Vujeru tasks parents to include sexuality education for their children before such teenagers risk their life due to ignorance about sexuality matters.
By 10 years, cases I come across, by 11 years, someone tells you, I have a boyfriend. Someone tells you, I have a girlfriend. So, because the parents have that mindset that traditionally, if I talk to my child about sex, I'm going to spoil my child, the parents don't open up. I see that as the biggest challenge. And then two, is where these parents and the community leaders can direct these children to get these services is still a problem.
In a period of 4 years since 2020, partners in community transformation, together with Center for Health and Human Rights Development, have been implementing the Joint Advocacy for Sexual and Reproductive Health and Rights in Uganda with funding from Swedish International Development Cooperation Agency. The program aims at building a progressive sexual reproductive health rights advocacy movement in Uganda. PCOD contributes to the objective of increasing grassroots level public support for sexual reproductive health and rights. Khalid Metaloro is the program's coordinator at PCOD.
As part of the activities, we have embarked on a process of documenting opinions and perceptions from the different stakeholders in regarding what they think about sexual reproductive health and whether it is very important to have this conversation, especially on HRH, with the young people at household level, at the school level, at other institutions of socialization, but who is supposed to be responsible for providing this information and what kind of information can we give for young people. So this is the exercise we are about to embark on.
However, a quotation, "It takes a whole village to educate a child," is the best way to have sexual reproductive health education among the young people. This is where every stakeholder, ranging from parents, community, the government, civil society and institutions of learning, play their roles. The starting point is for stakeholders to appreciate that sexuality and sexual reproductive health and rights is a vital piece of the puzzle.